In the early 20th century, when two giants from distinctively separate disciplines collaborated on the development of an extracorporeal circulation device, I doubt they realized how extraordinarily unique their partnership was. At this moment, we are positioned in a fast-paced world where technology is advancing and globalization increasing, where distances get shorter, competition increases, and expectations are more demanding. A time when we need to make the best use of knowledge and look at each challenge from different points of view. A time for transdisciplinary integration of the sciences. A time when convergence innovation is needed most. Innovative leaders are curiously optimistic as they dare to take risks. And when leaders work together, the capacity to innovate increases exponentially. The world's most complex problems require convergence innovation. Through this approach, we have the ability to live longer, foster a better quality of life, and preserve this tiny rock we call Earth. It's why we are here, for the benefit of all.
This is about lighting the match and creating the fire of interest and innovation. It's a meeting of the curious. This is a platform by which we can get together to share ideas and to share concepts. And the solution really is the other person's toolkit, making your knowledge transfer between industries, energy, aerospace, and medicine. This is called Pumps and Pipes.
Well, good morning. Hello and welcome to Pumps and Pipes 14. And as they say in ophthalmology, let's have 2020 vision. I'm Dr. Alan Lumsden, co-founder and director of Pumps and Pipes. And I'm joined today in the DeBakey CV Education Studios by Stuart Core, to my left, Pumps and Pipes Associate Director, and Steve Igo, my partner in crime, who's been involved from the beginning, and the Executive Director. We are delighted that so many people have joined us for today's symposium. So when we started planning this event, meeting virtually was not something we envisioned. Only a year ago, we were over in the Jones Business School at Rice, all interacting and mingling together. So we all know that 2020 has been a difficult year for everyone, and we're glad that we can still finish off our year with you, celebrating the achievements of talented professionals and innovators from across the Pumps and Pipes ecosystem of medicine, energy, aerospace, and education. And we look forward to exciting opportunities and challenges that we see on the horizon. So before we start the symposium itself, I'd like to say a few words about how 2020 has impacted our Pumps and Pipes, medicine, energy, aerospace, and STEAM learning industries, our institutions and communities. Well, in the medical world, 2020 in my lifetime has been something like never before, dominated, of course, by COVID-19. Although we've all suffered great losses, I'm inspired by how the medical and scientific communities have risen to this challenge, and progressive clinical symptoms of the viral infection were identified. Treatments evolved rapidly, progressing from anecdotal observations to randomized clinical trials. The entire hospital, in particular ICU staff, faced and overcame personal protective and vital equipment shortages. Telemedicine was fast-tracked into the healthcare workflow. We went from 70 a day to nearly 4,000 to 5,000 a day. Innovations came to fruition at lightning speed. 3D printers operating around the clock. Solutions advanced from student bedrooms to college labs to cross-industry facilities to hospital machine shops and training facilities. And later on today, you're going to hear a little bit more about those accomplishments. What you're looking at in that slide is the creation of a box for intubating patients and trying to protect the healthcare workers basically all at the same time. So it's been a year of challenge and opportunity also for our energy colleagues in the energy sector, as the need to transition to cleaner energy becomes more and more urgent. Houston, we believe, is again uniquely positioned to become the clean energy capital of the world. On April 22nd, the City of Houston enacted a climate action plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, meet the Paris Agreement carbon neutrality goals, and lead the global energy transition. You can learn more about the city's action plan at their expo booth and their afternoon session here at Pumps and Pipes in the virtual exhibit hall. We also have sessions and booths by 3 Houston-based clean energy leaders, Greentown Labs, Halliburton Labs, and the ION, who will be discussing about research and business opportunities in clean energy. We look forward to exploring ways that our Pumps and Pipes community can get involved in clean energy initiatives. You'll also hear from Pumps and Pipes Norway. They're leading the charge in the energy transition. In fact, we've partnered with the Norwegian Consulate General here in Houston so that today's event actually kicks off Norwegian Energy Week, which you can find at norwayandhouston.com. Finally, Pumps and Pipes wishes to increase awareness of and interest in the Earthshot Prize. It's a British initiative. Stuart will tell you about that shortly. Well, to say the least, it's been an exciting year for the aerospace industry. On May 30th, NASA began its commercial human crewed missions with a successful launch of 2 astronauts on board a SpaceX Dragon capsule. On July 30th, the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover was launched. It came equipped for the first time with a helicopter named Ingenuity for reconnaissance flights. On October 20th, after traveling 212 million miles to the asteroid Bennu, the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft successfully performed a touch-and-go collection of rocks and dust samples that will be returned to Earth. And finally, just last month, a night launch of SpaceX capsule sent a full crew of 4 astronauts to the International Space Station. Now with that, I'm now going to turn this over to Steve to cover 2020 STEAM learning activities. Steve.
Thank you, Dr. Lumsden. In February, we held 2 in-person STEAM learning events with the ION Houston. Over 4 days, student teams from 5 Houston ISD high schools built, tested, and competed in the Chemi Car, Tour de Iodine, and Trebuchet Challenge. During the spring, students took on an innovation product design challenge and met virtually with mentors and sponsors. On July 29th and 30th, 9 teams presented their ideas during a live product design showcase webcast to a panel of judges. As the school year started in September, we began focusing on content that would supplement students' online classroom activities and broadcast a new STEAM Learning Lunch and Learn webinar on carbon mitigation by nature, featuring professors from Rice University and the Tidal Watch team from Chavez High School. That was followed in November by a Lunch and Learn on big applications for nanotechnologies with speakers from industry, Rice University, and Texas Heart Institute. 551 students and 48 teachers watched the webinar. And now I'm going to turn this over to Stuart to talk about the future of Pumps and Pipes. Stuart?
Thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here. We used 2020 as an opportunity to reboot, reimagine, and relaunch the entire Pumps and Pipes program. First off, Pumps and Pipes is run by people power. We need people to make all this happen. And to that end, I am delighted to officially announce that in 2021, we are launching our new internship and fellowship programs, with our first intern scheduled to start in this spring. So please sign up to our newsletter in the Pumps and Pipes Expo booth to receive more information of this, or send your CV, resume, interest to info@pumpsandpipes.com. Now, by far, our biggest and most important change in 2020 was to pivot from innovation activities in the more traditional oil and gas sector to focus on renewable, clean and sustainable energy methods. I guess another way of looking at it is we're focusing more on pumping electrons rather than pumping oil and gas. To enhance our mission and outreach, we're establishing collaborations with new Houston transition energy initiatives such as Greentown Labs, Halliburton Labs, the City of Houston Climate Action Plan, and the Rice Alliance Clean Energy Accelerator, whom you will hear more about later in the morning program and afternoon sessions. So, to help maintain a proactive approach at creating specific Pumps and Pipes products, I'm also delighted to officially announce that we have launched the Pumps and Pipes Incubator, a program which takes concepts into reality. To give a sneak peek, we have 4 projects currently in execution with our mechanical and bioengineering collaborators at Texas A&M University. Perhaps the most creative and ambitious project is the Texas Monroe. Now, I absolutely love Houston, but being Scottish, there's one big thing I miss: being able to go outside and take a walk up a mountain. So that got us thinking, what if we could build a mountain? Further, what if we could build this mountain out of recyclable materials such as plastics, paper, tin cans, concrete, thus reducing environmental impacts while making something useful? I know what you're saying, this may sound completely absurd thinking of it, but if you think of it in the context of the NASA Apollo program in the 60s, when end goal being the moon landing, anything is possible with a uniquely Houston approach. Finally, we are integrating activities within the newly established Earthshot Prize. Now again, this is a British global prize for the environment designed to incentivize change and help to repair our planet over the next 10 years. And again, taking inspiration from President John F. Kennedy's moonshot, which united millions of people around an organization goal to put man on the moon and catalyze the development of new technology in the 1960s, the Earthshot Prize is centered around 5 Earthshots, simple but ambitious goals for our planet, which if achieved by 2030 will improve life for us all for generations to come. So before we move on to the next session and hear all about our exciting updates from our Norwegian partners, we'd like to share with you a video of the Earthshot Prize.
Ours is a world of wonder. Every day it reminds us of its beauty. It touches us, teaches us, and astounds us. But it also warns us that what we throw away does not go away. That higher temperatures mean a lot more than longer summers. That we can no longer take life as we know it for granted. We are at a unique stage in our history. Never before have we had such an awareness of what we are doing to the planet. And never before have we had the power to do something about that. We face a series of unprecedented challenges to nature and life on Earth. But humans have an extraordinary power to solve the greatest of challenges. We invent, navigate, see, cure, travel, move, participate, demonstrate. The most audacious of them all, to land a man on the moon. The moon shot.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
A seemingly impossible task that over a single decade became a reality. and along the way, united the world. It's that same spirit that can guide us today as we confront the serious challenges we face on Earth. This year, Prince William and a global alliance launched the most prestigious environment prize in history, the Earthshot Prize. A global prize designed to motivate and inspire a new generation of thinkers, leaders and dreamers to think differently. Visionaries rewarded over the next decade for responding to the great challenges of our time. A decade of action to repair our planet. The Earthshot Prize. Coming soon.
Right, well, I hope that inspired you. You know, it's 2020, guys. We've got 10 years to make this happen, so let's knock this one off, yeah? So before I introduce our first speaker, I just want to give you a brief introduction to the Hopin platform. It's so new, many of you might not have used it before. We want to make sure you have a quick orientation on it. So Pumps and Pipes is all about collaboration and communication. We encourage all of you to explore the Hopin meeting to meet new people from across the Pumps and Pipes ecosystem. Make some connections and perhaps start a conversation that sparks collaboration that will change the world. So during the first 4 sessions, most of the action will be here on the main stage, streamed live from our studios, where we're excited to bring you standout speakers from medicine, aerospace, energy and education. For the final 2 hours, we're going to switch gears to a more interactive format. We'll have a variety of interactive sessions you can pick and choose from to ask questions of the speakers, learn about new technologies and more. If you have a virtual reality headset, such as the Oculus Quest, we have some great VR options, and at the time in the AltSpace VR app. And if any time during today's event you want to step away from the main stage, we'll hope you check out the Expo tab to meet our exhibitors. And of course, we want you to meet each other. If you click on the networking button on the left side of your screen, you'll be randomly matched with another attendee for 2 minutes, 30 seconds minimum of video chatting. You can also set up your own session at any time to create a separate room where you can meet up with people at a symposium. And I encourage you to make the most of these opportunities to network and get to know the Pumps and Pipes world. You do never know who you might meet. If you have any problems also, please visit the help desk in the session tabs or click on the online help icon. Now, before we introduce the first speaker, you may be wondering why we have this little dancing Santa here. So this is to respect your time and to respect everyone's time, okay? If we have a speaker that's going to go over, a little button's going to be played. And that is the signal to stop speaking, or you've got 10 seconds left. Oh, there we go. After that, we just cut you, I'm sorry. So please, all our speakers, please observe the time. Now, I'm delighted to introduce to you our first speaker of the day, Hilde Skorpen. She is the Consul General at the Norwegian Consulate General in Houston, and she will be introducing to us updates of our partners of Pumps and Pipes Norway.
Good morning. As Norway's Consul General here in Houston, I first want to thank Houston Pumps and Pipes for including a segment by Norway Pumps and Pipes in the program of this year's summit. In fact, the Houston Pumps and Pipes Summit kicks off Norwegian Energy Week, taking place Tuesday to Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Among the topics to be covered during the Energy Week are energy transition and outlook for the oil and gas industry, carbon capture and storage, offshore wind, digitalization and emerging technologies. Pumps and Pipes is the perfect example of the kind of interdisciplinary collaboration that is needed to meet some of the most pressing challenges our societies are facing. Whether it is transitioning to a low-carbon future, to meet the Paris climate goals, or meeting health and medical needs of an aging population. This point was emphasized by Norway's Minister of Health and Care Services, Bent Høie, who described Pumps and Pipes as a simple and beautiful idea. This was in 2018 when medical and petroleum experts from Houston and Norway gathered for the first time in Stavanger to exchange experience, knowledge and examples of the transfer of technology between healthcare, oil and space. This month, it is exactly 5 years since the signing of the agreement here in Houston creating Norway Pumps and Pipes, making it the first project of its kind to be established outside of Houston. And of course, it is no coincidence that the Norwegian Pumps and Pipes program is managed from Stavanger, the energy capital of Europe and sister city to Houston. It is therefore a particular pleasure for me to introduce the project manager of Norway Pumps and Pipes, Dr. Tor Ole Gulsrud, presently head of the Department of Quality and Health Technology at the University of Stavanger. Mr. Gulsrud has the perfect background to manage the project, combining broad experience from some of Norway's leading petroleum research institutions and from the private sector. He also brings with him insight from the Technology Commercialization Program at the Red McCamp School of Business at University of Texas at Austin. Strengthening collaboration between Houston and Texas and Norway in the field of commercialization of innovative solutions and products is an important task for Team Norway here in Houston. The Pumps and Pipes project is a very important initiative in this endeavor, and we look forward to working closely with you all in the future. On a final note, I want to draw your attention to another area of transatlantic collaboration in which innovation in energy and medicine are producing great results. This is a partnership that was entered into in 2016 between Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, one of the participants at this year's summit, and the Oslo Cancer Cluster, resulting in advancement in cancer prevention, diagnosis, treatment and care. This collaboration resulted in Norway being mentioned as a partner in the Cancer Moonshot program, headed by then Vice President Biden. On a personal note, I would just express my gratitude that the Pumps and Pipes program also have led to advances in the field of orthopedic medicine and surgery, having last week received a new brand new titanium hip. So on that note, best of luck and thank you for your attention.
Welcome to Norway Pumps and Pipes. We are now in the locations of Health Campus Stavanger, an innovation lab for the medical sector, for the energy sector and for academia. Since 2016, Norway Pumps and Pipes has been an arena for transfer of competence, knowledge and technology between the oil and gas sector and the health sector. In 2016, we received funding from the Ministry of Health and Care Services, and some of that fundings were applied to support pre-projects. We initiated 8 pre-projects within the Pumps and Pipes umbrella, and I'm very excited to tell you about one of these projects. It's called Tidewave. It's a mattress for rotation of patients that are not able to move themselves. Bed sores is an increasing problem globally. Why is Tidewave a Pumps and Pipes project? When they started to develop the mattress and the rotational module, they didn't have any knowledge about using pressure within automated pressure steering. So they went to the oil and gas industry in this region and they got help to develop the automated pressure unit. So this is why Tidewave is a Pumps and Pipes project. They applied competence and technology from the oil and gas industry into their product.
We started this company based on an idea from one of the founders' granddad, which was a technology developed in the 80s that was first developed for the oil industry. But in the 1980s, the founder of that technology flipped it around and made it into a mattress. And that was the basis for our idea. We develop a turning mattress that can be put in any bed system. Firstly, curves around the user and then tilts from side to side up until 30 degrees. This slow movement will not be noticed by the ones sleeping in the mattress. You will get the movement that is needed in order to prevent and treat bed sores. We received Norway Pumps and Pipes funding early in the development of this company. And it has been crucial in order to early focus on the technology and find out what can we take with us further and what do we need to develop further. As of 2020, we have now finished the development of the product. We have for 2.5 years done pilot testing of the product in collaboration with municipalities here in Norway. And through those pilot tests, we have continuously developed the product into the solution that we have today.
So let me show you this brand new innovation lab, Health Campus Stavanger, which will be the home for Norway Pumps and Pipes. So in this innovation lab, we have areas for social meetings and for seminars and workshops. And right next to this building, they are setting up the new hospital to be ready in 2024. And also, close to the hospital, the Faculty of Health Sciences will set up a new building for the faculty, also to be ready in 2024. So in this innovation lab, we also have facilities for startup companies. And they can come here and do prototyping and testing and meet other startups. The new hospital is setting up 2 patients' rooms, which can be used for testing and evaluation of new equipment to be used in the hospital. So now we're back again in the simulation lab for the paramedics. Next, I will take you a few miles further south to a research and education center called SEARCH. SEARCH is an important part of our infrastructure.
Marianne Oropesa-Mo is my name. I am the CEO of the SEARCH Center, which is a collaboration between the Norwegian University of Life Sciences, the University of Stavanger, and the Stavanger University Hospital. We have a main idea and approach to what the center should offer, which is a multidisciplinary approach to research questions. Here you see the setup for an ophthalmologist wet lab course, where we use material from the abattoir and offer state-of-the-art courses for specialists within ophthalmology. We can offer practical training in suture techniques. We have acute medicine courses for health personnel, where we use, as you can see, mannequins lying on one table, and we have a live model at the neighboring table. And the animal model that we use mainly at SEARCH is the porcine model, or the pig model, mainly because it shows large similarities, both physiologically and anatomically, to the human body. Here you see a 3D printed model of the larynx with a piece of porcine skin over it.
Hello everyone, my name is Nils Petter Ovland. I'm the medical director here at the SEARCH Center. I'm an anesthesiologist and a researcher here in Stavanger. And I'm really proud to show you this room, because you are now standing, as you see, the room is not finished, but this is where we will have the state-of-the-art hybrid CT angio X-ray theater. And this is illustrated by this table here, this mannequin, and you also see this table here. This will of course be replaced by a CT scanner on rails that can move over the operating table here. What we can do here in the hybrid lab, we have CT, we have X-ray, we have all these new technology that will work as the best test bed that is possible to have for pumps and pipes in Norway, internationally, and we can collaborate in future projects.
In this region, we have worked a lot with different challenges within oil and gas. We have built up a great competence within simulation, especially the flow simulation and understanding of how fluids behave in porous media. Working with pumps and pipes, it was clearly a great match between some of these researchers and some other medical doctors. And they were able to discuss their challenges and the tools they had available to find new ways of solving these challenges. Taking data from one patient cannot validate a simulation model. So we decided to build up a synthetic flow system that could help us in validating the computational models, where you can simulate a pulsative flow and you can change the rate and etc. The system consists of an advanced pump that can simulate pulsative flow, which is important when you're doing simulations of human blood flow, of course. And we have a setup where it's based on the large arteries of a grown-up man. We have extracted the geometry of these arteries and made a model of this based on silicon tubes. So this gives us a more realistic model than just ordinary, simple, flat plastic tubes.
I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that you have got some insights into Norway Pumps and Pipes activities in the Stavanger region in Norway. And for the future, I hope that we can continue our collaboration so that we can solve the challenges of the future together. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tor Ali. That was really an incredible tour that you've taken us on of your facility in Norway. It's so encouraging to see the progress that has been made and the groundwork that Dr. Lumsden laid over a number of years ago that really set the course for Norway Pumps and Pipes. Thank you, and continue the good work.